Hey guys, what's up? I just got out of class. I guess I've been out of class for about 40 minutes now, but yeah, I just got out of class. I had a really rough day. Let me just tell you guys about my day. So, there's a project due in my comp class. All we have to do, is like a PowerPoint presentation, 5 to 10 minutes, really not that complicated. And it was me and one of my good friends, and then a guy that we really don't like, but he kind of just got stuck with us. And so, we worked our asses off on it, me and my other friend, who shares my name. Her name's Morgan. We pretty much worked our asses off. I worked on it even when I had strep throat and was pretty much dying. I felt so sick. But anyway, and he sits next to me in my French class, and this is the period before it's due, and he said, well, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, well, maybe if you actually did something. But, like, he didn't even show up to any of the meetings, and he was like, well, what am I supposed to do? And I just got really pissed. And then we got to class, and they were like, oh, and all the students leaving the class, the previous period, they were like, well, I hope you did your abstract, and we didn't know that there was one due. And so, my professor asks, he looks straight at us, and he's like, have you guys done your abstract? And he and I were sitting together, the guy that I hate, that was in our group, and he and I were sitting together, and he was like, well, no, and you never fucking admit that you haven't done the assignment. What the fuck? What kind of idiot? And then, that just really made me livid. You can at least lie a little bit and say, I'll have it to you by the end of the period. You don't sit there and say, no, I haven't done it. And that just really pissed me off. And then, he says, well, I'll do the bottom half. We'll split it up. You do the front, you do the first half, I do the second half. So I type mine out, and I leave my computer, and I go sit down, and he's still typing his, and he says, come over here and email me your part. And I was like, you're right there. You're sitting next to me. You can just switch computers. Like, my email's up. Just get on it. And he was like, well, no, that would just take too much time. And I was like, oh, whatever. I just didn't feel like arguing. I was just like, you know what, whatever. And so I go do it, and the second I get back to my computer, he's like, oh, you know what, you were right, that would have been a lot easier. And I was like, whatever, you son of a bitch. And so I get back, email it, he puts it all on one document. He prints it off in 2 different fonts, by the way, because I type in Times New Roman 12 point, which I'll get to that in a minute, and he typed in some obscure font that fucking nobody uses, and so I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And so I told him, I was like, you printed this off in 2 fucking fonts, he's gonna notice because my professor is a hard ass. And so he fixes it, but he leaves my portion in 12 point Times New Roman, he puts his in Times New Roman 11 point, and I was just like, you're just screwing up to piss me off now, like, it's obvious, like, it's really obvious. And then he just kind of fucked up our presentation. But anyway, my day sucked. I got my first legit fan mail. Email me, thegreatconverter@gmail.com. It's from Kristen, who's kind of like my PR lady. She does all my promoting and shit on Twitter. You should follow her. URL right there. What's your favorite attribute? Or what's your best attribute? I don't really know what my best characteristic is, honestly. I don't really think I'm that great looking. I don't think I'm ugly, but I don't think I'm ridiculously good looking. I like my sense of humor. I'm really sarcastic, and a lot of people hate that about myself, but... And I'll give you this. I'm a little bit of a bitch. I mean, I'll give you that, but I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm really funny. I like to think I'm pretty intelligent. If you're talking about physical attributes, I really like my hair. I like the fact that I have blonde hair and blue eyes because I would survive in the Holocaust, despite having Hebrew tattooed on the back of my neck. I'll show it to you guys later. Yeah. And then I have to give 3 shout-outs. One to Kristen. Kristen, my PR lady. Follow her. I have to give a shout-out to Keith, who is one of my who I don't really know him, but he's a good guy. He watches all my videos, and he likes all my stuff, so that's always nice. And I need to give a shout-out to John Dillon, because he said if I didn't shout out to him on my next video, he'd come kill me, and I don't want that. And he's roommates with my best friend Seth, and so I guess that's all. Send me your questions, give me some topics to talk about, because I don't really know what to talk about on here. Follow me on Twitter. I'm getting the pointing thing down finally. Just let me know what's up. Later.